guys, welcome back. I'm Tylen, and today I'm getting started on the toy box round 2. So the first one, if you missed it, it was a unique idea gone wrong. This is another unique idea that hopefully goes less wrong. Actually, by the time I post this, I'll know whether it went wrong or not, because sometimes life is weird when you film YouTube videos. But okay, I don't know how to use this little camera gimbal thing I got yet, and I need to practice. But I got my plywood cut, ready to go, and let's build. All right, I'm gonna use pocket holes to put this together just because they're quick and simple, but we're just building a box, so you can get as creative or not creative as you want with it. I'm gonna do something a little different. Usually I face the pocket holes towards the inside of the box because that hides them, but with this, I'm actually gonna turn them towards the outside, and then we're gonna cover them up later. Okay, the box is done, so next I'm gonna build a frame to go around the bottom, basically a set of legs, and then I can just drop the bottom piece of plywood in on top of that, and that'll finish off this box here. So to build the frame, I'm gonna use 2x2s. These are red oak, but you can use any kind of 2x2s. And you'll notice here that I staggered the pocket holes ever so slightly, just off center on the ends of the 2x2s. And that's just so that when you have two legs coming into one leg, it's not even making sense anymore. Okay, what I'm trying to say is when you have a 2x2 frame coming into a 2x2 leg like this, if your pocket holes are centered, a lot of times you'll end up with the screws running into each other and they can split the wood or just cause a whole big fiasco. So if you just slide them off center a little bit, you don't have to worry about that. Oh, finally got that out. Okay, now let's build it. Just gonna put a little bit of paste wax on the screws since I'm building with a hardwood. If you're building with a softwood, you don't have to worry about this. But the paste wax helps drive the screw so you won't break it or get stuck and cause a whole bunch of issues. I learned that the hard way on one of my other projects. But it works like a charm, really. It's like a mini set of legs. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, I'm sorry. Can't help but laugh at that though. Okay. Alright, sorry. Stay focused. Okay, seriously though, it's like the cutest little set of legs ever. I love it. All right, I'm gonna let this sit here for a minute with the weights in it. And in the meantime, let me show you what I have planned for the outside of the box. I've been seeing a ton of fluted furniture lately. So, I mean, I've seen people using it on furniture, accent walls, cabinets, kind of all over the place. And it adds a really cool texture. So I wanted to try it out here. One of my friends, Jessie from Eye in the Detail over on Instagram, and I'll throw her handle down below if you want to go check her out because she has a lot of really cool stuff. But she figured out a really neat hack for this to make it a little bit easier, because cutting, 500 half rounds all to the same length and then applying them one by one can get a little time consuming. So what she's been doing is using pole wrap. So I ordered a big roll of it and it was a little bit spendy, but I know I can use this on a few different projects and it's gonna save me a bunch of time. Let's give it a shot. That first cut splintered along the ends a little bit here. You can see it's splintering a little bit worse than plywood. So with the second cut, I think I'm gonna wrap it with just a little bit of painter's tape first, right where the blade's gonna go, and that should help cut down on some of this splintering. Well, not perfect, but it did help a little bit. It's a lot smaller splinters and a little bit more consistent. So I'll just hit that quick with a piece of sandpaper and it should be good to go. Okay, I may have gone a little bit overboard on all the clamps and weights, but I'm gonna let it dry like this and hopefully then all that pole wrap will be really, really stuck on here. All right, I let it sit in the clamps and weights for about 24 hours and that seems to have done the job. You can see here, if I try to push on the pole wrap, it's not moving or flexing at all. So it adhered really, really nicely to the plywood. No need for extra reinforcement with finished nails or anything like that. Just the liquid nails was enough. Next up, I'm gonna cut out a little notch here along the top so they won't smash their fingers and then get the lid ready to go. Probably wouldn't recommend doing that with just one clamp on your guide like I just did, but this is the only clamp I have that's long enough to reach from here to here where the guide needed to be. Maybe not the best idea, but It did work, just a little bit sketchy. Okay, onto the lid. I grabbed one of these project panels at Lowe's, you can see here. And you can find these at most of the big box stores near the rest of the lumber. They're just 1x boards that are already glued together. You could also make one of your own if you want to do your own glue up. I grabbed one that's just a little bit bigger than what I need, so now I can cut it to fit. Okay, I always get a little nervous for the finishing stages because I don't want to mess it up. I like how the red oak looks on the box, so I'm just going to leave that and I'll seal it with a clear coat. But I do want to paint the lid white just to break up the wood a little bit. And you can see, since this is pine, it has quite a few knots and a couple little sap spots in it. So before I paint it, I'm going to seal it with a shellac-based primer so that none of these imperfections, knots, and sappy things bleed through the paint over time. And it's especially important when you're using like a lighter paint, so definitely with white. Okay, the final thing I'm going to try to do here is install this soft down lid stay, and I got it off Amazon. The brand is Sagatsun, but the instructions are not super clear. I'm going to put it together and see how it fits and then attach it. Hopefully that works. I did use one of the measurements off of the instructions, and that was just to figure out where this piece should be, how far it should be to the inside of the lid. And to find that measurement, I have a 3/8 of an inch overhang here, plus this says the center line's at 10.5 millimeters, plus then the thickness of the edge here, since the hinge is going to be sitting on the inside edge of the toy box. So that got me to 40.63 millimeters, so I think that's where this piece is going to be. Okay, this looks about right. So the top piece is attached now. I lined up the arm here where the bracket is going to attach to the top. And then I just quickly marked where this bottom mounting plate is going to go. So I'm going to take this off. I'm going to attach the mounting plate and we'll see if it worked. Moment of truth. Holy smokes. I thought it was gonna work. Dang it. Okay. So don't do that. Make sure, so what's happening is the arm, when it tried to bend, it was just hitting the back. So I just need to bring it this way a little bit so I have enough clearance to bend all the way. I'll put more of these details and like what actually worked in the article, and that's all going to be linked below too with the full plans. So. Alright, well, 2 tries. It's not so bad. So the lid's at about a 90-degree angle, which I think that's just fine for the kids. And it's super soft closed, so that'll be great. They won't pinch their fingers. Alright, I'll write all my measurements down for where this hinge works in the full plan set that you can head over and check out on the website. if you want to build one of your own, and then you don't have to worry about messing around with these instructions. It's beautiful. Who needs instructions anyways, right? All right, let's go fill it with some toys. Okay, I'm super excited about how this one turned out, much better than my first attempt at the toy box. I'm a lot happier with this style. So the soft close lid is great for the kids so they don't pinch their fingers, and it's pretty good size too, so it holds a lot of toys. The only thing I would note is you might see that there's these two marks on the front of it. I'm not totally sure what happened with that, but I think they're from the platform of the circular saw when I cut this pole wrap. So I was doing a little bit more research on how to cut this stuff, and you can actually, if you roll it up, you can just cut it on the chop saw. So I think I would recommend doing that. I think I'll do that next time with other projects I do with the pole wrap, so I don't have to worry about these marks from my circular saw. They didn't really show up until I was doing the clear coat. The clear coat really kind of emphasized them. I did try a few things to try to get rid of them or minimize them, but I think I made it worse, so. But that's all right, it's a toy box. I figure it's gonna get beat up anyway, so I'm not too worried about it, but just wanted to note that for you guys. So that about wraps this one up. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.